a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Coco on deck. We got Cole on deck. Say what's up to the people, y'all.
Hey, y'all. What's up?
What's going on? I see Cole down. She got us on mute right now. Okay. Just want to make sure your audio work, Cole.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Let's just shout out to everybody joining us right now. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Likes are free. Smash that like button for us. Also hit that subscribe if you have not already. Do this real quick as we get into this conversation. Let's see, we ain't gonna be on here all night, but I think we gotta touch something real quick. Here's a link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming to an Apple device, you got to use Safari. But yeah, throw this link in your browser. Join us on the panel. Throw that cam on and let's get into it. So yeah, in addition to the video feed here, we also had this link in the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube for tonight. So definitely join us on the panel. I'll lead us up here a little bit as we get into this combo. Okay, got JR popping up. Wait a minute, what's going on? JR, what's up, man? I'm
awake, man.
I see, man.
I just went on YouTube and seen Konvos. I was thinking, damn, what's going on here? Like, back to back. Well, what's everyone doing now? How you how's everyone?
Yeah.
Doing well, man. Appreciate you hopping on. We gotta have a little impromptu tonight, man. This is not a scheduled show, but we gotta touch something tonight because I saw something. And this got me thinking, and I said I need to understand it. So yeah, we gotta touch something tonight. So appreciate you hopping on, man. But we're about to get into it. All right. So tonight we drop this link down. Let us know if you need the link. All right, so let's go and get to it. So topic for tonight, or basically what we talking tonight, is Black women don't respect Black men. Let me run that back. Topic for tonight: Black women do not respect Black men. Okay, so yeah, I came across a video. Saw a young lady getting it off her chest. Let's say shout out to the Lapeef Network for this one as well. But I saw a video. It got me going, got me thinking. So I'm like, yeah, we might need to go on and get into that. So yeah, I'm gonna run this video. Like I said, I'm gonna try to stop it at certain points and all of that. But I gotta get to, I want to get to the key pieces of it. So yeah, just bear with me. But I'm gonna run this video and then we'll get into this conversation.
I also want to talk about how every chance y'all get, y'all are talking about what we doing wrong and landing at, but it's about what we gonna do differently. Hink is talking about nobody walks up and tell these people, hey, excuse me. Everybody donating to jail, people are not donating the money. We are perpetuating the same trope from the outside perspective, and then y'all want to use the same trope. They make fun of nerds. There's so many Black people in our neighborhoods and in our schools that are being streamlined to make sure that they get the correct ACT scores, make sure they get the correct scholarships, make sure they go to the correct schools, doing prom parties, send away parties, trunk parties to make sure that these kids get tissue, toilet paper, soap, everything, and even other people rent cars to make sure that them girls or boys get to college. There are people doing that. Nobody has highlighted the benefit in the community that we actually associate with. Every time y'all get on here, y'all talk shit. Just like that lady and Viz said, there are going to be outliers in every society. Black exceptionalism is a tool. It's not something that we should embody. There are people who can just be. Everybody don't have to be a monolith, be educated, have they suit and tie on, and presenting a certain way. Like you said, we human. In human society, there are going to be tiers and hierarchies within those certain group of people. And we cannot all be expected to make sure that everybody is in line for what? There are a lot of people on here, all of y'all, and I will say there's a lot of people on here. But stop expecting leadership and confusing that with blind obedience. Leaders are okay with having advisors being challenged and being asked a question. Dictators want blind obedience. I need you to sit down in a car and be quiet and let me handle it. Leadership comes from trust. I have to trust and test that you are willing to make sure that I am safe and secure in your ability. And if all I got to do is listen to what you say and I'm just going to figure it out, no. You got to be tested. You got to be hit in the chest, not by me, not physically, but I got to see that you are worth blind leadership, and I'm willing to jump off that cliff. But if I can't even ask you a fucking question without you talking about how, oh, this is how Black women is, this is the problem. And stop saying that she made demeaning comments to you. You literally said the way I'm sitting, you could tell I ain't never been in the presence of a king. Several I have.
I never said that. That's a lie. That's a lie. Let her finish.
Also, Black men have to understand that all of y'all, and I do too as a woman, everybody, it's the same facet as too many chiefs and not enough Indians. All of y'all not leaders, and that's okay. Y'all could be leaders of y'all households or of y'all group economics or something, but everybody isn't a leader. And in the expectation to be looked as a leader without being challenged is childish. And judging a Black woman's worth based on whether she believes that you are worth leadership is bullshit. Go lead another. There are other Black women. This one just said you're not a leader. That's all. I don't judge all of y'all collectively. I don't judge all of y'all on one standard and one monolith. I disagree and agree with several things that y'all say on the panel, but I'm not talking about Black men, Black men. Y'all want to know why we have divisiveness in this community? Because there's no respect from Black women to Black men. We don't respect y'all the way that we should, and that's because we see that no one respects y'all. And that's a conversation I think we should have. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But globally, economically, even in America, we not seeing y'all getting the respect that we believe y'all deserve. And then y'all come home and expect us to have it. No one. If we see that everybody is out earning y'all, we see that y'all don't have control over the boys, and I'm not being funny. These are really systems and things that I would like us to talk about.
You just compared a bonnet to
I would like to say I'll land in 2 seconds. I'll land in 2.
Come on,
I will land. I will land in 2. I will land in 2 seconds.
This is why we don't need female presidents, no female leadership, because this bullshit ass rhetoric right here. Man, you ain't for us. If you for us, fuck you. We don't want you on our goddamn team. You ain't for us. How you for us, but you gonna sit there and talk down to us Black men? How you say you for us? We don't need no. We don't need women like you on our team because you're not.
Where did I say I'm not? Where did I say I don't like y'all?
Because when you make a statement of
completely mischaracterized,
I also said let
him have it.
I also said let me land in 2 seconds.
You disrespect us when that white man disrespect. That's all. To be more.
That's not what I said.
But that's exactly what you said, man.
That's not what I said.
Us.
All right. Let her clarify what she said.
Enemy as a Black man could ever have.
She said, "I said she never been in the presence of a king."
I said.
All right, so let me pause that right there. So that part right there, where the young lady says that the reason why the Black women don't respect Black men is because they don't see us being respected by these other people and these other places and all this and all of that. She then also goes to say that Black women don't think we get the respect that we deserve, but then she says Black men expect Black women to give them respect essentially when they come home. So tonight we talking, like I said, Black women don't respect Black men. So is that what it is? Yeah, but I know we got a couple viewers right now. Let's say drop a comment, let us know where y'all checking in from. But is that what it is? Yep, is that why it feels like some of our women don't respect us, because y'all feel like we don't get respected by other people? Like, is that what's going on? So I don't know. Somebody tell me something. Coco, Cole, somebody. What what is it?
I mean, that excuse seems flimsy to me. I would hope that that's not the whole of it. I would hope that there's more, because it's wild to me that in one breath you can say you see the ethnicities that exist outside the so-called Black community. You see all these other ethnicities not respecting Black men and giving Black men the respect that we as women believe you deserve. So it's like you're saying, we believe y'all deserve the respect. We see other ethnicities are not respecting you. So we're going to match their energy and we're going to disrespect you too. Like, that's wild. So you notice that Black men are being disrespected by other ethnicities. So as a Black woman, I'm going to disrespect you too. That's what you're telling me. And that's supposed to be an explanation for your disrespect. So if you really believe that Black men deserve respect, then why aren't you showing those other ethnicities? Why aren't you showing those outside the community what it looks like to respect a Black man? Maybe those ethnicities are also looking at the state of Black relationships and they're saying, well, their own women don't respect them, so why should we? Or I'll take a different angle, right? Black women, do you believe that those other ethnicities respect you? Do you believe that? Because while you're talking about Black men being paid less, while you're talking about Black men, not being able to control certain narratives and control certain things within their situations, do you have any more control over your situations and over what you get paid than Black men? Sidebar, I know y'all all on this high because Black women are pacing well, economically, but Black women are still not earning more than Black men. You still are not out earning Black men. So while you're talking about how Black men are earning less, you're earning even less than that. So why are you being so judgmental about what a Black man is earning and his earning potential? He's still earning more than you in this country. So while you're trying to talk about what other ethnicities don't respect, what makes you think they respect you anymore? They do not. They continue to exploit Black women. They continue to trot Black women out and use Black women anger and Black women aggression and Black women courage and Black women pain to push their narratives. Just like Black women pushed women's rights and got that successful, abortion rights and helped that also become successful, and feminism and helped that also become successful. None of which have you actually truly benefited from. Because unaliving your babies have actually negatively impacted your community. And now that you have women's rights, while still not having equity, has only furthered the divide between you and your Black men. You know what I see? I see that your white female counterparts will tell you to your face that they support you. They're championing you. Oh, Black women are so great. We love you. We see you. We respect you. We support you. And then they go into the voting booths and they vote right alongside their white husbands, their Mexican husbands, their Asian husbands. But you see other ethnicities disrespecting your men and you join them. But then your men go in the voting booth and they vote with you and they side with you and they support you, because when the rubber meets the road, that's really actually what Black men do. They'll argue with you back and forth, but at the end of the day, that's what they'll do. So for me, it's flimsy. It's a way for you to it's a way for you to try to make yourself feel better about doing something that is hurting you. It's self-hate. It's self-hate. Because while you're championing all these other cultures, you really, really care about what they think about your Black man. Cultures who have been known to already have prejudices against Black people. You care about what they think about your Black man. Why? Why do you care so much about that? Why should that have any bearings on how you respect your Black male counterpart, your Black man? Why should what they think matter? This is what I don't understand. Somebody make me understand this. Why do we care? Why do we care what they think? That's a real question. Why do we care so much what they think? Does anybody actually have an answer about that? Why are we making decisions about what happens in our community based off of what they're saying and what they think?
Yeah, no, it's a good question.
That's annoying to me. I think that's pure ignorance. Just say you're a misandrist. Just say that you hate yourself. You can't say that you recognize that there are things that go on in this country with Black people that is systemic. You can't say that, but then turn around and say, but Black men can't control. That's what systemic means. That means there have been whole systems put in place to be able to keep the disparities for one particular culture or another particular culture where they are. So if you understand that to be the case, then why are you using that as your reasoning for why you don't respect said Black man if you already know that there are some things happening that are outside of his control? It doesn't make sense. Alan.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Cole, you good? You want to say anything, or you good?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. JR, you good, man? I didn't know if you want to say something at all.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, it is a hard one. Yeah, the conversation, because obviously, the truth has got to be said, got to be spoken, right? And I've always said it. I don't know if anyone will agree with me. I always said it like, for the women to feel like this, Black women to feel like this. Yes, I know this is, systemic stuff and whatnot, oppression, whatever, right? I know that's happened for both Black men and Black women. But if we're just looking at it as a whole as well, I think the feelings that Black women have towards Black men is that Black men failed Black women at some stage of our lifetime, So that's why I think I can see where the disdain that Black women have towards Black men, the failures of Black men, it's something that we can't say we haven't failed them, but also at the same time, because we failed them, they've then become our worst enemies, because then as a community, we can't move forward because there's someone that's now opposing the community from improving. So yeah, so like I say, it's very hard to just say no, Black men didn't fail Black women, because I personally think we did in the previous generations.
Okay, Cole, I'm coming back to you, Cole. Keep it a bean. Do you feel like Black men failed y'all? Has that thought ever crossed your mind? Keep it a buck.
Yes, but I don't blame all of them. I
Okay.
would just say, if we're being specific, I feel like a good amount of the ones that involved in my life did. And definitely if told that, or when told that, they did not take accountability for it.
So they ain't on it.
No.
Okay.
No. And I've understood that guilt can be a detrimental thing. And I really think to just alleviate all that, just as easy to be honest, and I think you're more respected if you're honest. But for some reason, some men don't solution that way. Um, yeah.
Okay, no, I appreciate that lesson. I'm trying to understand it, right? Because I said when I saw the video, yeah, when I saw the video, it didn't sit right. Listening to the young lady, and what she was saying, and the fact that she feels like all these other folks don't respect black men, so essentially because of that, now she doesn't respect black men. Then at the same time also saying that when basically when these men or these black men out here are not respected by all these people, and then they come back to their own women, and assuming that they would be respected by their own women, then they get disrespect as well from their own women. So the society and world is not respecting them according to her. Then let's say when they come back into their quote unquote safe space of their own women, then they don't get respected by their own women as well. It's just like, so they just no respect across the board. And then at the same time saying that she sees that these men don't get respected by these other people as much as they should or as much as they deserve. But then at the same time also saying when they come back to her to get respect, she ain't got no hollers for them either. So I'm just like, what is, how do we, if that's the positions, right? So, listen, I'm glad you was being transparent. I appreciate you being transparent with us. So we have a situation, and JR was saying it as well. We have a situation where some of our black women feel like some of our black men have let them down or have failed them. Yep. Then, according to the young lady in the video, we got a situation where we have some of our black women feel like other people and other men don't respect a man, so I'm not gonna respect them either. So essentially, y'all are frowning upon some of the black men because y'all weak. We don't respect y'all. So once whatever, and it's like how do we navigate that?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I think my initial question would be how and why does the rest of the world not respect like black men? Like where does that come from? And I know social media and the little bit that they really know has something to do with it. But like why is that a narrative across the board? Like how did it get there?
So I got some additional video for that. Coco, I saw you come off. Do you want to add to that?
No, I was gonna say that's the question of the hour. Like, where is she getting the impression that all of these other people just disrespect black men so bad and that they don't have any respect for black men? Like, where does she get all of that from? Right. Like, where does that come from? Like, where are you seeing that from? Like, I guess I'm not even involved enough in some of these other communities. Not saying I don't know people or anything like that. I mean, I don't know that I'm involved enough to just make these type of estimations that all of these communities just disrespect black men.
I mean, I feel like from my own experience of interacting with other people that have asked like stereotypical questions, like not rude or anything, but they just like I have this opinion, is it true? Typically their exposure comes from these one or two bad examples that don't really represent a full community, and primarily what is consistently portrayed through some form of media. So I really think that it is and again, which I don't understand. I'm not understanding why it is a global agreement to tear down this particular group. Like, I don't know who that source person is, but somehow there is a source aspect that has a global agenda to say these negative specific things about this group, which really makes no sense. Mhm.
But I mean, I guess which I agree with you, but then I guess if you know that, right? I know that, and we can kind of see that theme, then why as women, and I'm not talking about you, but why as women then would we take point from these same communities and decide that that's how we should treat our men, or we should act according to whatever it is that we see coming from these outside of communities? Why then we use that as the standard?
I don't know. I really feel like women that do that are portraying their own frustrations and anger without really thinking about where it should be directed. Um, I personally see that a lot. Like a lot of people just like make generalizations without really reflecting on the real issue. I don't know why that's a thing, but a lot of people are very surface level, and I feel like that constant surface levelness has added up to something very big and very negative.
Right.
I almost feel like you just have to have like, I feel like almost black men just kind of have to have a, like, I don't know, pre-script to dealing with some of these conversations and aspects. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, if I don't know, if somebody just outside of the community just asks like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" Dude might say like a prescript would be, "Yeah, I don't sell drugs," like, or "I'm not a
Oh, I
rapper."
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Like I feel
I
like,
got you.
yeah, they almost have to have so many like pre-scripts to, who they are now, which makes no sense.
So, like, okay, so for instance, Jason in the comments, I'm gonna use your comment for just a minute, right? So he's saying we tear ourselves down, right? So it's logical that they would see that and then assume that it's fine, right? So obviously we know that there are issues in the community between us and our relationships, but the way she explained it was they saw others mistreating black men and disrespecting black men, and that gave them license to then feel like they can disrespect black men. So since black men are not respected amongst these outside communities, outside the black community, then as women we've decided that why should we respect them?
I mean, the
So
two don't
she's saying,
correlate.
yeah, she's saying that that was that their disrespect, women disrespecting black men is a symptom, right, of the issue of other ethnicities and other communities not giving black men respect. That's what she's saying. She hasn't even addressed the point of the rift between us. She's saying that's why the rift exists. She's saying the lack of respect is what's causing the rift between us. And their reason for not respecting black men is because other people don't.
So I'm trying to think. I'm thinking.
No, I'm just, is that logical? No, I'm not directing this strictly at you, Cole, but I'm like,
no.
is that logical? Like he's saying it's logical. Their thinking is logical, but that's not logical.
I don't think it's logical. I feel like the angle that she's going on is like, I don't know if she's trying to say like the woman's like satisfaction or happiness is a reflection on like the couple or how a man is. But like, I mean, I don't, I feel like this is the weird angle to go on. Like,
Well, it just I think what's happening is it doesn't make sense.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, at the
There's
end of
no
the day,
justification for it.
right. At the end of the day, and I said I'm gonna pick the video back up in a second, but we talk about this concept of the safe space. Yeah, we talk about, what I'm saying, men providing this safe space for women to land and be able to be soft and be in their natural positions. We talk about this safe space that women are supposed to provide for men so that they can go out here and, as we say, battle the world then they can come home to this safe space, you know what I'm saying, in this relationship and receive this nurturing and essentially love him back to health so he can go back out and battle the next day and take care of the family, right? So we talk about this safe space. But in this young lady's ideas that she presented, she is saying that other folks don't respect the men that look like her. So in turn, she will also not respect the men that look like her. And that is the wildest thing that I've ever heard. Because at the end of the day, my question to that would be is, what is your plan B? Yep. So if you go jump on the bandwagon with all of these other people that you saying don't respect black men, all these other societies and cultures that you saying don't respect black men, basically what you are saying now is because they don't respect our men, I'm not going to respect our men either. So basically what that means is you are now ridding yourself of your natural protection. Yeah, so you are now saying that the guys around me that look like me, that protect me, that help me out, when something too heavy, they come pick it up for me and move it and do all of this. You saying that guy, you are now going to rid yourself of that guy, your fathers, your cousins, your brothers, your uncles, and everybody else. You're going to rid yourself of those guys because other people don't respect those guys, so you're not going to respect them either. And that is the wildest thing ever, because then at the end of the day, once again, like I said earlier, what is your plan B? So what man are you going to cleave to at that point to protect, secure you, make you feel secure and safe and all of these things that you say you're looking for in men? What guy are you then going to cleave to then?
The black man.
Ooh. Ooh.
What he said? I hear him. What he said?
He said the black man.
Oh, yeah.
The black
No.
man was
Oh, wait,
still.
no, take that back. What did he say?
Oh, yeah, and I said, you said that who they're going to be hanging on to obviously, you know, depend on them or whatever it is, right? It's still the black man. Because as we know, most black couples are still coupled up together, right? So they still want the black man to still be there at the end, right? But the problem is it's that black men want to be there at the end. But sort out your attitude, because like I said, of the generation of today, I haven't done anything to black women. Now, when I say I haven't done anything, of course we've all played a part, right? But me, I'm only a no percentage of what I've done to a black woman compared to my uncle, dad, older cousin, granddad, and all whatnot from the previous generations. So me and the current ladies of today, I haven't done anything to hurt your feelings, but I'm willing to be there for you at the end. But sort of your stank ass attitude. That's the problem today. You see, Mr. Price, that's the real problem. The attitude. I'm willing to overlook what you went through, right? And give you grace of what you've gone through in life. You know, because we understand, like I said, I'd be disingenuous to say, nah, black men ain't done nothing to black women. That's a lie. But like I said, if you're still feeling that pain, I'm willing to go through that with you because I understand. But drop the attitude. That's what we're asking. Just drop the attitude. But that's a bit too much to ask for, Mr. Price.
Well, wait. So now I gotta ask this, but now I gotta ask this question. I'm gonna get back into the video because there's more to it. Keep it real with me, ladies. Coco and Cole. Do y'all feel like some of y'all got an attitude? I'm keeping it real.
Of course.
Like,
yes.
So y'all do acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I don't know on the scale how
Absolutely.
bad it can be, but when provoked, I'm a little ticking time bomb.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Yeah. I think
I think they think black women just got a bad attitude though, and it really don't. Sometimes it don't be an attitude. It's just they not used to like the directness. I think. I don't know why.
Well, let's talk about it then, sis. Because if we're saying that Black men aren't respected by these other ethnicities and their other male counterparts don't respect them for all of these reasons, they feel like they don't have control over this or they're paid less or whatever, all of these reasons, right? Then what do you guys think they think about Black women when they see Black women and their behavior and their attitudes and the way they carry themselves and the way they treat their men? Because we're not going to think for 1 second that a man outside of the Black community, an Asian man or Arab man or a Caucasian man, doesn't see the way that Black women are treating Black men and going, do I want that? Like, is that how they are, or what? It doesn't show well. It doesn't show well. And also, I would say this: like, they're giving us a stigma too. The angry Black woman.
Oh yeah,
we're angry. We have a chip on our shoulder. We're all single mothers. We're all, I mean, this is the stigma that they're giving Black women. So just like there's a stigma with Black men to those outside of our community, there's a stigma with Black women for those outside of our community. There's no difference. I mean, and I'm not directing this at you, Cole, but there is no difference. Like, if Black women are thinking that somehow they're escaping the stereotypes, if they think that somehow they live outside of the prejudices, you don't. If you think that somehow you're looked at better in the eyes of these outside communities than Black men, you're not. We're all here.
The whole community at the bottom, staying at the bottom.
At the bottom. We're all exactly at the bottom. So why are we using what others outside of our community, outside of the Black community, why do we care what they think? And why are we using their thoughts and their opinions to determine how we're going to treat each other in our own community? Why are we trying to hold each other to their standards?
I think maybe that has been part of the conditioning since forever. I mean, if we think about slavery and things like that, I mean, I think that might have a part of it. So just this aspect of maybe just assimilating to make things easier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that, there's some conditioning that is in there. But I would just ask, if we know that is the case, why do we continue to participate? Yeah, that would be my question. Like, why do we continue to go along with it? Yeah, why get on a panel and sit here and literally say, what I'm saying, because, some other folks ain't showing, ain't respecting my men, then I ain't gonna respect them either. Like, why? Like, how do we think that? So, you know what? I'm gonna come back to it. Let me run a little more.
In my opinion, certain microphones should be taken away. I mean, but apparently everybody can just can just have one now.
No, I feel you. Like I said, she was on the panel, so so I'll let her do it. She can do what she do, but I feel what you're saying. Though I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But I'm gonna do a little more.
Land. Okay, if you didn't say that, I apologize. I misheard you. So if you did not say that, I apologize. I misheard you. I thought you said you could tell by the way she's sitting, she never been in the presence of a king. If you did not say that, I apologize. So we can move forward. I was wrong. I'll yield and concede to that. I am saying I have heard several Black men speak on Black women outside of True, I believe. I've heard several Black men speak on Black women and the divisiveness within our community. And I am telling you, as a Black woman within that culture and community, there's a harsh misunderstanding between us and things that I think need to be addressed. Not that I agree or disagree with them, but I see that there's a lack of respect. And I think you got to understand, if we all humans and we all animalistic, if 100 people running towards me and nobody cares about what you think, everybody has more money than you, everyone is more educated than you, everyone is building a home and a community better than you, it would make no sense. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It would make no sense for me to pitch my tent here, which would then cause a disruption between a balance that we should have, that I agree that does not exist. But if y'all want the women to respect y'all, women need security and provisions. So we also need to feel protected. And if the world don't care about y'all and we operate in the world, it would be helpful if we saw y'all being respected. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying y'all got to play the banjo, but it would just be helpful.
But that's not what you just described. What you described.
I clarified.
You just landed. All right, you just landed. I'm responding. Okay. What you just described is not that the world doesn't respect us, because what we're telling you, we're literally sitting here telling you that the problem is not that the world doesn't respect us. The problem is that when you compare us to everyone else, you don't respect us, because you are valuing us but based off of material things and based off of material wealth and based off of what other cultures have accumulated. So the problem is not that the white man looks at me having less money and says that I'm less. The problem is that when you as a black man looks at the white man with his more money and then you look at me with my less money, you immediately in your mind decide that I'm of lesser value, and then decide in your mind that I'm not worth respect and leadership, because what you want to respect and be led by is the wealth. But the problem is not that, but I am a black man. Hear me out, Danielle. I am a black man. I'm not having that same problem with all those other people that you're talking about. The rest of the world that you're saying disrespects me, I'm telling you, my experience that you're telling me I should be having, that's not my experience. The rest of the world respects me highly. When I speak, people don't interrupt me. Hold on, stop. When I speak, people listen. They don't interrupt me. When I give my opinions, people value them. The rest of the world treats us as black men like that. When we go everywhere else, we're respected. It's when we're amongst our women. It's y'all that don't respect us, because y'all, again, like I said, y'all look at the achievements or the physical wealth that other people have, and you compare us and say, oh, this guy has a Bentley. They're driving in Bentleys over here. We like Bentleys. He doesn't have a Bentley yet. He's not a man. Let me go to where the Bentleys is at. And you guys keep saying, no, well, I don't see y'all having where y'all Bentleys at. But then in the same breath, right, that y'all tell us that where our Bentleys at, right, in the same breath, y'all say, oh, well, y'all are oppressed. So then maybe if that's the case, right, then you should kind of understand why we're not respected in the way that you say we should be, right? And yet still y'all don't give us the respect. You constantly, when men talk about leadership, I don't hear black women giving reasons why they should follow men's leadership. I don't see them saying, you know what? Yeah, I never hear them saying, you know what? You're right. A lot of men do have good leadership skills. I always hear them defer to the worst case scenario. Oh, these men aren't leaders. These men can't do X, Y, Z. You telling me all these men aren't leaders? There's tons of black men with jobs, tons of married black men, tons of black men that are homeowners. And you say none of them are good leaders. None of them are worth you listening to a bit of their advice. That's completely asinine. But again, it's y'all's standards that causes y'all to disrespect us. It's not the rest of the world disrespecting us. So until you can look into the mirror and realize that it's you that doesn't respect us, and stop projecting the rest of the world, we're not going to be able to fix the problem. Stop thinking about how other people think about us, because we're not concerned with that. Think about how you treat us. Think about how you respect us, and think about how you care about us. And I guarantee you that will lead us closer together as a people. And I'll let. Yes, ma'am.
Period.
Okay, so you agree with what Cloud was saying?
This is what I've been saying the whole time. How are you going to say it's the other people influencing you about how you feel about your own man? This is your counterpart. This is the man that was created for you. And you're saying you're listening to what other ethnicities and what other cultures are saying about said man. But he's right. It's not that you're listening to what they're saying, because they're not sitting with you, having conversations with you, telling you what they think about black men. What you're doing is you're making comparisons. And in your mind, black men don't equal up. That's what's happening. And so because you feel black men don't equal up, then you're saying, I don't have to respect him. Why do I have to respect him? He's not where he needs to be. He needs to level up. That's what you're doing. So then don't get mad when Black men are like, okay, well, we're going to go over here to women in those other ethnicities that you say disrespect us, who want us, and we're going to date them. Isn't that ironic? You're saying they're not respected.
They do it a lot out here. I'm telling you, the way
the
others look.
I'm just saying.
They love them out here.
They're not respected.
I can't compete. I can't compete.
But Black men are going they go into these other communities, and look,
with the quickness,
those women don't have the problem.
So I mean, so why? So I mean, are we ever gonna? Because that's what you make a valid point, Coco. Are we ever going to consider that? So like Nicole, Cole is kind of validating what you're saying right now. She's saying that these ladies out here getting it. I know she just joking says she can't compete and all of that, but it's like wouldn't that ring a bell? Like if you're saying that all of these other societies and all these other groups of people don't respect these men, then it's like, why do you think that they would be trying to get with these men?
The math ain't matching.
Yeah, it's like wouldn't that register at some point? Like if these Black men that look just like you, Black woman, if they are so undesirable and they're so behind and so lacking in their achievements, and they ain't leaders and don't got these qualities and don't got that quality, and they not tall enough and they ain't this and that, it's like, then why do you think that these other women would be entertaining those guys? Like why? If they so lacking, like why? So yeah, I think we gotta sit down and go. What you say, Coco?
Because it's cap. It's cap. I feel like here we go again with the populace of Black women, because it ain't all Black women, but the populace of Black women, the ones who are finding every excuse and every justification for their behavior. If you don't want to respect Black men, just say that. Like I said earlier,
give reason. Like don't.
But that was
like just say I just through my personal experience, I just have it out for the community.
But that's her. But that was
have it out in your corner.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if we could have an honest conversation and you just say what it is, that would at least be a start. But instead, I find that there's always these weak justifications for why. It's like I can't be honest and say that I'm angry with Black men for this reason, or I'm angry with Black men for that reason. You know what I'm saying? Or let's just be honest. I'm just angry because I'm in the situation that I'm in the community, or Black people are in the situation that we're in. Just say that instead of always trying to find a weak excuse or justification for your bad behavior. Like these two things, actually, I know everybody wants to say two things can be true at one time, but these two things can't be true. Black men can't be most desirable amongst other ethnicities, but then be the most disrespected per you amongst all these other ethnicities. Where's the truth? Which one is true? Now, don't get me wrong, Black people still are at the bottom, but does that automatically mean that everybody automatically disrespects them? Is that what that means? Or is that your perception because of how you feel? And are you projecting that?
Yeah, definitely perception. JR, I saw you come off, man. You want to say something real quick?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like I keep saying, like, I do understand, where the conversation's gone, and as to why Black women feel this way, right? Not that, because I don't think Miss Cole is even trying to justify why Black women are being disrespectful, because she's seen it through a different lens of, I'm just a normal human being that just treats men with basic respect, whether it's Black, white, or whatever it is. And if I believe that she's into black men, she wants to treat a black man like a king. But it's only right that she's gonna have reservations, and I can't blame her for that. Does that make sense? Because, like I said, too many things have happened in the past. Like she's said herself, not all, but as a whole, black men, we still see what's happened. And like I said, as a collective, we hear what needs to be done. We see what needs to be done. And it's been mentioned throughout multiple conversations that we've had previously. And black men, yes, improve, and I think slowly we are getting somewhere. Yeah, maybe not to black women standards, but here's the reality. If you go and ask the white man, the Asian man, the Mexican or the Hispanics, wherever, yeah, they've all got issues in their own community. But the problem is it's that they tend to just not to stick together better than us. And we've spoken it yesterday about black men letting other, white women talk down on black women and whatnot. And this is probably just a different case of black women feeling that, the world don't respect black men. So let me jump on that opportunity as well to do it. So we are fighting inner demons within ourselves, black men and black women. And that's what I always say. Someone needs to come back to the table. And black men, yes, messed up. The younger generation, we're trying to fix things. But like I said, there's one group that's opposing people come back together, and that's black women. Now, like I said, I understand why they're opposed to coming back to the table, because too many things have happened for far too long. So I can't blame them. So is it a question that do black men need to start putting things into place? Like she mentioned, black men not being educated or whatever it is. Well, all races of men are not educated because their women are more smarter than them. But the question is, should black men start being more educated than black women?
Oh, come on.
Let's start getting somewhere, Yeah, I'll leave it there.
No, I ain't mad at that, man. I don't know about you coming for us talking about we ain't out here educated, man. I don't know where y'all get this.
That ain't really true. And then even so, it's different. Education is a broad term.
Right.
It
Let
is.
them know,
It is.
Let them know.
Broad term.
We're educated, right? We are educated.
Knowledge is
But as we know,
acquired through
most men don't
anything.
really probably want to go to school and study. We'll study in different ways, right? But on
What else?
paper, most women have degrees or whatever it is. And that's for all the other women in other races. Most men ain't got their studies how women think we should have our studies. So that's what I say. Do men carry on studying and improving how they see fit? Or must we do it how women see it, where it's like go to school and learn X, Y, Z? And that's why I said one can say like, yeah, they're from shade at us for being stupid. No, we're just educating in different ways. Hence why I think Miss Cole mentioned if you ask a black man whatever it is, yeah, I'm not a drug dealer, yeah, I'm not this, I'm not that. And yeah, we are trying to move away from that, but I still think that the perception is we're still close to black men are drug dealers, trappers, athletes, whatever it is, and we're not changing our worldview of let's try and get into different things in life.
Yeah, and I think even that, JR, I appreciate you saying that. I think even that we have to put some perspective around possibly why that is. So just touching on the education, I said, then I'm gonna go back to the video and we can get ready to wrap. I said I didn't want this to be all night. The education piece, right? So I've heard this before. You know what I'm saying? That our black women are more educated than our black men. Now, I know some people did some research on this and it came back that, saying our women are the most enrolled. So I have heard that they're the most enrolled, in college and so forth. But, once again, education, like Cole said, is very broad. Yeah, but I think we have to keep perspective around that. Yep. My assumption on why that may be the case, that we have more of our women that are enrolled in school and college versus our men, is because typically our men, their goal is typically to provide. Yeah, most guys, they start out in the provider mindset at 15, 16 years old. Yeah, they're getting restaurant jobs, they getting busboy jobs, like they're trying to make money because at the end of the day, men have to provide. They have to take care of people. People depend on them. So their first goal typically is to get to generating some income, because can't nobody survive out here without no income. You can be as educated as you want to be. And I mean, I'm sure there's people out there in the world who done went and got educated, and if that money ain't coming in right, they like, dang. So at the end of the day, as a man, you have to be able to provide and take care of somebody. So typically your first goal is not to run to a college. It is to get to a job and generate some money. And I don't care if it's a hustle, cutting grass. I don't care if you, looking after somebody and
Okay, hang on, guys. Something happened.
Oh.
Try that again. All right, can y'all hear me? Never seen that before. Just kick me out.
Nothing but the devil.
Yeah, just kick me all the way out. Sorry about that. Is it still running? Yeah, it's still running. Good. That's weird. Weirdest thing ever. But yeah, guys are typically focused on providing. So that I think that's why that looks different. Yeah, guys get straight to work. Now I understand ladies might have some other opportunities out here. They can make some different choices. So I know that looks different. But men, in comparison to women, guys trying to get to work because they know what it's going to end up being down the road. And that's just keeping it real. All right, let me kick my video out. What kind of mess? I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can get this back.
I also want to talk about.
Fast forward.
That's exactly what you said, man.
That's not 2 seconds. Where did I say I don't like y'all?
Oh, wait.
Black man.
Where did I talk?
We don't need female presidents, no female leadership, because this.
Oh no,
this
that was
bullshit.
Before. Okay, my bad.
The Bentleys over here.
One and then
why are they shitting into a bit of that?
And the bed
people. And I'll let.
Okay, it's right here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Man, I was in the chat. I normally do Thursday night shows, but I try to catch Wednesday nights and put the kids to bed. And I just listening to the show tonight, y'all. I'm confused. I don't understand the anger, the negativity being spewed, the body language. Danielle, I don't understand how you don't see how you're talking to the men, which you are talking down to them. It's very clear you are talking down to them. At the same time, telling them that all they think is wrong. There's a way to disagree with somebody without disregarding them, disrespecting them, or talking to them like they're less than and like they need you to mother them up to your level of intellect when they're their own men by themselves. The men on the panel are not from one family. They're from different areas and regions of the country. They have their own thought processes, just like we as women that participate in JR's panel have our own experience, thought processes, and points of view. And as a Black woman who has a amazing family and amazing group of men that I'm surrounded by, my father, my 3 brothers, my husband, my father-in-law, my two brother-in-laws. I feel disrespected for them by the way you've spoken to these men on this panel tonight. And me watching the show, I've been watching Coil in like the last couple of weeks, and he always has a lot to say, whether I agree with him or not. He always has a lot to say. And to see him say, y'all got it, I knew he was not only touched by how the conversation has been going tonight, but he was bothered that this was happening in real time and that he was a part of it. I don't even know him, but it burned my heart to see that he had this feeling of, I give up and I don't even want to participate in something that I signed up for. And more than one person, including Clout, has told you that how you're talking to them is disrespectful. You have continued to give the most disgusting body language, shaking your head, rolling your eyes. You've disrespected Hink and True. Hink haven't changed their facial expressions. They haven't moved around like they were disgusted by any of your words. They haven't shown you any disdain or discomfort by their conversation with you. They sat there and they've listened to you respectfully. And Clout, the way you talk to him and saying that he's basically like, who are you? You're nobody. No one on the panel has talked to you in that manner. No one on the panel has made you feel like you were less than until you've disregarded or disrespected them. But I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed at this moment by someone who's been participating in JR's network for the past 3 years. I'm embarrassed, probably the most I've ever been embarrassed, because I know you're smart. I know you have a intellectual view of the world and Black people. But I'm embarrassed not only for you, and I'm embarrassed for other Black women that I've had to listen to this conversation tonight. And if she left on purpose, that's fine. I'm gonna keep talking and saying what I have to say. I'm embarrassed. And I want to say to Biz, Clout, True, Coil, Hink, and JR, I am sorry that this conversation could not stay on a level of respect, even in the midst of disagreement. I can say, as a Black woman who has one Black son and another one on the way, that I would never.
Okay. Yeah, so that was Casey closing that out. I guess she said she's down in the comments, down in the chat, and like I said, she had saw enough. But yeah, I just would ask this. Listen, y'all just give me y'all opinion. How do we fix this? Yeah, this lack of respect between the both of us. How do we fix it? How do we turn the corner or / move forward? Yeah, because I think that this is a problem. Yeah, this is happening real time, and I think it's more young ladies outside of Danielle on the panel. I send shout out to the People Network for the video tonight. But I think it is more than just Danielle that feels this way towards Black men. Yep, and I think this feeling towards Black men, and some of the feelings that some of the Black men have towards some of the Black women, this comes out in our interactions. It comes out in our dating. It comes out in our beginning to date and the process of courting and just how we coexist. It comes out. Yeah, you may not verbally say it, but it comes out via your actions. So I don't know. Just give me your opinion. I said then we'll get on out of here because I said just crossed 10 o'clock about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, I don't want to keep us on all night. Just give me y'all opinion. How can this be corrected? Can we repair, or is it just too late? I don't know. What you think, Coco? Can it be fixed?
Yeah, I think that. Well, I'll say it this way: everybody ain't gonna make it.
Facts.
Everybody ain't gonna make it. So no, some people are not gonna change. They don't want change. They're not interested in change. They're not committed to doing what needs to be done in order to see change. So no, not for everyone. But I do think that there is a good number of us who are seeing that we're seeing what's going on within the community. We're seeing our position in society as opposed to some other communities and their position in society. And we're scratching our heads going, we can do better than this. Like in some ways, and y'all can feel however y'all want to feel. I saw this said by another Black young man on Fox News, and they jumped down his throat. But I have to agree. In some ways, we were better when we were segregated. Because we couldn't make excuses. Either we had to make something happen for ourselves or we got left behind. So we had to build our own schools because they wouldn't allow us to come to theirs. We had to build our own churches. We had to have our own banks. We had to have our own businesses because they would not allow us to integrate with them. So we had no excuses. Black women couldn't depend on the government. They couldn't cook. They couldn't, kick their men out the home and then, get into a relationship with, the government. They couldn't do it. It wasn't an option. So we depended on each other. Did we have issues then? I'm sure we did. I mean, hello, we were living in a country that we helped build and we were segregated. Of course we had issues. But the one thing we did do was rely on each other. We knew how to unify around the issues so that we could move each other forward as a community. We knew how to do that. We knew how to move forward despite the fact that we were living in a hostile environment. We raised families. We owned businesses. We built a life. Now we're looking to them for approval about how to live our lives. We're looking for them to tell us what's successful. Now we need them to tell us if we're on the level that we should be on, if we're educated as enough as we should be. Now we're waiting for them to tell us what to do, what's next. How should we live our lives? What type of education should we get? What type of job should we choose? How should we raise our kids? Should our wives stay at home? Should they go to work? What's productive in society? What type of life should I live? What type of car should I drive? What kind of clothes should I wear? How should I look? How should I wear my hair? We don't even make our own decisions anymore. So I would say let's first look at it and go recognize that as a community, we still need each other. And in order to advance as a community, we need to be a unit. That part of the reason why we're not moving forward as quickly as other communities is they come together and unify. We do not. We do not. We're too busy doing this. So for those of us who can, one, come to the table and say, we, as men, we made mistakes. As women, we made mistakes too. Okay, now that we both own that we made mistakes, how can we fix it? And stop being so prideful. As a woman, I'll speak on a woman's behavior. As women, we have become very prideful. We do not want to admit our mistakes. We do not want to come to the table with any kind of humility. We do not. We live in a who gonna check me boo mindset. We feel like because we've gotten good jobs and because we do have these degrees and because we can, rack up $10,000 worth of debt on a credit card, we feel like we doing something now. We doing something. So we don't need a man to tell us anything, anywhere, any place, anyhow. And as long as we keep that attitude, we are not going to be able to move forward. Because what do you want that man to do? Drag you across the finish line? Why would he do that? He can go get a Dominican that might carry him across the finish line. So y'all got to decide what helped us be strong at one point, even in a situation where we were in a hostile territory, was the fact that we knew how to unify. That's number one. Get over yourself. Ego, get over yourself. Get over yourself. You're not that fly. You're not that educated. You're not that smart. You're not. You're not making more than a black man. You're not better than him. You're not. Because you're making $80,000 a year and you have $150,000 worth of debt. You broke.
That's real.
That's super.
You broke. You're not better. You're not better. You're broke. So instead of wanting to fight and push back, why don't you just understand that you need him just like he needs you, and we can come together and chug on down that road together. And maybe we'll find that some of this lack of respect that we're perceiving is coming from other cultures. They'll see what we're doing and they'll go, uh-oh, they just became a threat.
Gotta go.
Right.
Gotta go.
No, that's real. I appreciate that, Coco. I saw you acknowledging something. So something was sounding right. What you hear?
It was a couple things. I think the looking to others on what to do where be is partly due to the fact that yes, our identity was stripped from us, but also I don't think there has been encouragement to I guess retrieve that and feeling just kind of comfortable in our own space and just who we are as a people. I definitely will speak for me. I definitely think Black people are freaking magical. And we just do stuff that can't nobody can do, honestly. Um, so for me, I mean, there is no need or no desire to be like anybody else. A little bit more money will help, but to be anybody else, no.
Oh,
To
come
look
on.
like anybody else, no.
I hear you. No, I appreciate that. Go ahead.
And as well, I think the aspect of like looking to others and who to be or who to follow or what to be speaks to our, I'm just speaking of Black Americans, our lack of foundation. And I think that has to be, I don't know how that has to be like rediscovered, but I can only speak, from my interactions with other communities and even other countries. I mean, there is a consistent like acknowledgement of their own traditions and cultures, and it just seems like we just over here don't have that. And it's like, I guess the question is, maybe the question is, in some people's case, is it like maybe the foundation, do they follow the foundation known here, or if they follow the foundation known to what their like native home would be? Maybe that's why.
Yeah, well, I
Um,
think just to respond to that, I think that, especially us in particular, a lot of us were stripped of that. Yeah, we were stripped of that native piece that you mentioned, right? So we've kind of acclimated to what's been given to us. And that's what we essentially call our foundation or call our culture. And that's inaccurate because it is a hodgepodge of things that have been given to us, versus what is native and actually natural to us. So that's the difference. So yeah, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Our native
Is that
home
all?
is USA. Uh, partly, partly,
Listen,
but not entirely.
I don't want to derail the conversation. I would just say wherever our native, like I happen to agree. I don't believe we all came over here. I don't believe that story. But nevertheless, what Quay Price is saying doesn't change whether you believe that we all came over here on ships or not, or we were already here. Regardless, the truth is our culture was stripped. We were stripped of that. So we know we had a culture. We know we had a rich history. We know and this we understand. But those things were stripped from us. And that's the problem. So we have had to sort of fend for ourselves to create whatever bit of culture or identity that we could in this country. We had to kind of the way we had to kind of
piece it together,
be self-made. Like we literally had to put everything that we have as Black people, our ancestors had to literally create from nothing, because the things that we did know, the history that we did have, was stripped from us. So unfortunately, though, I think over the years, we lost what bit of culture that our ancestors did try to impart into us. The bit of culture that our ancestors did try to give us and pass on to us, I feel like over the generations, we've lost bits and pieces of that. And now we have this truncated version of ourselves that's half whatever this trashy societal culture is, and bits and pieces of whatever culture we have left that was taught to us from our ancestors. And it's a hodgepodge. It's a mess.
Right.
And now we find ourselves in this situation.
Yep. No, that's facts right there. You want to say anything else, Cole? Or you good? Listen, we're going to get ready to get out of here after JR. Okay. JR, you want to say anything, man? Just to wrap up, we're going to get ready to get out of here, man.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I do agree with Miss Price's sentiment about, the whole segregation and whatnot. And like I said, as much as we do indulge in similar cultures as Black people, I am still on that side of looking in, because we obviously never went through the same experiences that the Black Americans went through. And yes, obviously with the Black people in the UK and whatever it is, our experiences is similar but yet so different, And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't even know if we even went through segregation here in the UK, So that's what I'm saying. Like, I do understand why you would say it, because from the outside looking in, once upon a time, like, the Black Wall Street or wherever it is, you had your own things that you was building whilst being segregated, and it just seemed like, things was better for both people, because yes, we didn't have to rely, not we, but the Black American people didn't have to rely on the outside, the other people. It's us only. So we're gonna have our backs, and people were thriving, I guess, and of course we've seen the enemy come in and destroy that. And I always liken it to, I always say to my people, when we're just talking about life, things and whatnot, Black people stuff, and I say like, bro, like, what's that film, Wakanda, Black Panther, yeah? I was like, bro, that's real life, man. Like, that's real life. You see the enemies trying to come in and take exactly what we got, but there's a reason why. In real life, they came in and took what we got, because that stuff is so powerful. And obviously in a movie, it portrayed the Black people to be so powerful, united. And of course, you're going to have internal problems, because that's every race. And yeah, like I said, whatever's happened in life from Black people, we failed at the start, and it's only time for us to go and reclaim rightly what's ours. We're seeing what's going on over the world, and of course in multiple countries, and especially, my country, Congo, right now, with the whole stuff going on. And like I said, I liken that to Black Panther. If black people, you know, kept what was ours from day dot, we are a powerful entity in this universe. And I think Miss Cole said it, you know, black women are this, black women are that. Yeah, you know, the whole black women, magic, power, all that stuff. Yeah, as much as people might get annoyed or whatever it is, but deep down you're sitting there thinking like, yo, that shit is that's real, you know? There's a reason why people want to emulate our stuff and they benefit off it instead of us, you know? And that's where, like I always say, ladies, black, especially black women, if we come back together, I don't think you understand the dynasty that black people can build and overtake this world, because now it's in a reverse. Black women fell for it, and now black men are falling for it, right? Somebody mentioned about, you know, of course, deleting the babies and whatnot. There'll probably be like 20 million more black people in America today. That hasn't happened. We fell for the propaganda, right, from the ladies. And then what are the men doing? Ladies' attitude stinks. It's bad, it's this, it's that, Now we've gone the opposite, and the wealth that black men are supposed to build within the black community, now that shit be going elsewhere now. So we're playing as men, we're playing right back into their hands as well. And yeah, Miss Price, I do think it is segregation, but probably have to come back in America and the UK, because we need to have our own backs instead of relying on other people's governments and all them. Yeah, we need to reclaim our own. So yeah, thank you.
No, that's facts, man. Appreciate that right there. Well, I'm just gonna say this, man, and we're gonna get out of here, man. To all my black women out here, I need y'all to start appreciating and respecting y'all men. I'm gonna keep it simple like that. Y'all really need to start appreciating and respecting y'all men. Yeah, just keeping it a buck. And I'm going to say the same thing to the fellas. Fellas, all the black men out here who can hear what I'm saying, y'all really need to start appreciating and respecting y'all black women. For the second time, y'all really need to start appreciating and respecting y'all black women. Yeah, we still surviving right now, but we ain't thriving. But we surviving right now. But what I need everybody to understand is when things get ugly, and they will, when they get ugly, we gonna be all we got. So I need y'all to consider that before it gets ugly, because it will. And I'm gonna leave it just like that. But man, shout out to Coco, shout out to Cole, shout out to JR, shout out to my guy Jason Washington down in the comments. Appreciate y'all supporting us. I know this is kind of impromptu, but I appreciate y'all being able to hop on with me last minute. I just feel like we needed to have that conversation. Yeah, we needed to put it on the table, what's really happening. How are the women feeling about the men? How are the men feeling about the women? And just getting down to the bottom of why we just can't get in sync, and why is it so hard for us to come together and work together. But man, it all starts with landing on the table, having a conversation, and leaving the conversation with some new ideas and a new direction and a new perspective on how we get this thing corrected. And that's what it's about. So I had to get on here and do this tonight. I know it's Thursday. But man, shout out to everybody tonight, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Likes are free. Smash that like button. Also hit that subscribe to all my YouTube folks out there. Hit that like button for all my Facebook folks out there. But man, this is Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night, but we here on a Thursday night. We go live on YouTube and Facebook, typically 8:30. Tonight it was 9, but y'all get it. So we appreciate y'all support when we doing. Appreciate y'all holding us down. But man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We gonna catch y'all next week.